First off, it's Charles J. That just in case you ain't heard of me, they told me it was too late. But I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake. But you can't have your way, this ain't Burkhead. Everybody said it won't be. Till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey than me.
What it do, what it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man, shout out to my audience. Shout out to those that's rocking with me. Yeah, we back in the kitchen. There's a whole lot of goddamn sauce in this pot, man. Let's get to the shit. So, Tszyu defeats Brian Mendoza. Yeah. I picked him to win. Okay, let's talk about it. I just seen what you called that Charlo in the post fight. I don't know. I thought you were through with Charlo. I don't know. But I'm not very concerned with Charlo. I don't even know if he's going back to 154 after going up 2 weight divisions. I questioned that before the Canelo fight. Like, how you going to go back down 2 weight division? Anyway, I'm not concerned with his career or anything that he does in his career. So I don't even care about that fight. But I am going to talk about a lot of fights that I would like to see. So, Tszyu, you very loved in your home of Australia. They support the shit out you. You know, I can tell you real comfortable at fighting at home. And you was talking about you finna go to Vegas and you gonna bring them with you. I bet they come. I bet they will. But I don't know if it's gonna be for the Charlo fight, bro. Lubin will fight you. You know, they may set you up with him next. And I got you stopping Lubin in devastating fashion. Inside 6 rounds. No, I say later rounds. No, Lubin tougher than that. Later rounds, you'll stop him. That'll be a good highlight reel knockout for you. Yeah, if you could get the Lubin fight in Vegas, yeah, America will really accept you then. You know, Tszyu, I could say some good things about you, man. You are a good fighter. I think you are elite. I think you are A-level fighter. You are A-level fighter. You are A-level fighter. I have no problem saying that. You proved that Brian Mendoza is not an elite fighter. He's a B-level fighter, maybe even a B+, but he's a B-level fighter. And I do think you're a top 154 pounder. Yeah, I think you're a top 154 pounder. Yeah. But let me say this too, though. But I don't think it was an impressive win. In my opinion, I just think it's more casual fans in boxing than diehard boxing fans. So we get enamored with power and aggression. I'm noticing that boxing is becoming, when you're aggressive and powerful, most of the time your shots gonna get scored more than a boxer. In my opinion, I had the first 4 rounds going to Brian Mendoza. Thought he won them pretty easily because you was stalking, but you wasn't really throwing much, and when you did throw, he was making you miss. I had you win the 5th round. Yeah, I had you win the 5th round because you hit him with some shit in the 5th round. I had him win the 6th round. So that's 5 rounds. I had you win the 7th because that's when you hurt him. The 7th, you hurt him again in the 8th. You beat him up in the 9th, beat him up in the 10th, beat him up in the 11th. And Brian Mendoza came back and won the 12th round. So if we talking first shit, I think you the better fighter than Brian Mendoza. I do believe that. But if we going off my scorecards, I had it a draw. Yeah, first 4 rounds for Mendoza, the 6th round for Mendoza, and the 12th round for Mendoza. That's 6 rounds. Yeah, that's what I had. I just think the rounds you won was more impressive, but he definitely won 6 rounds. At best, I could give you 7, bro. But I had it a draw. So, yeah, you definitely hurt him. I've been knowing the power is real. You definitely got power. There is no doubt about it. You can punch. But let's talk about some things. I ain't gonna lie though. I say you just gonna run through Lubin. No. My biggest flaw with Lubin is that I think he stopped believing in his power. Because Lubin got devastating power, and he just don't sit down on his punches like he used to. He even in the fight with Fundora, he was losing, but he hurt him so badly. I want to say in the 7th round, he hurt Fundora badly, but didn't finish him. Lubin got the power to hurt Tszyu. That is a fact. But I don't think he believes in his power. He's too cautious, and he's more of a boxer now. He used to be more aggressive and try to walk you down and knock you out. He don't fight like that no more. So I got you stopping him. But yeah, don't get it twisted. Even though I'm scoring it that way, I still see how you won. It was not no robbery. You won that fight. I got you winning that fight. But it's a lot of rounds that Brian Mendoza stole a lot of them rounds. He stole some rounds, bro. So I'm learning some shit that if Tszyu can't hurt you, he gonna have a hard time beating a boxer, bro. He gonna have a hard time because you're too aggressive. It's strategic. I do like your punch selection. I love the uppercut, but you sloppy with it at times. You tried the jab, but you're not consistent. That jab is good when you use it, but it's not consistent. The body work was beautiful, though. The body work definitely slowed Brian Mendoza. I think that's the best thing you did tonight. I'm not so impressed by those head shots because I know you throw devastating head shots. So that's not shocking. But the body work did slow Brian Mendoza down, and you did break him down at times. But Brian Mendoza showed heart. My problem with Brian Mendoza, and the body shots did take some shit off his shots, but he stopped really sitting down on his punches. I'm gonna tell you another thing. Brian Mendoza had a better inside game. He just didn't use it. One thing I'm learning about Tszyu, I thought he had a good inside game. I think it's decent. It's not good. He leave his chin wide open on the inside. He don't wear his earmuffs. He's open for an uppercut. He's open for a hook. Tszyu is better when he got extension on his punches, when he can extend his punches. That's his best shit. He's not that devastating on the inside. You can smother him. And another thing that nobody does with Tszyu, and I'm noticing it, and this is how he beating the shit out of these, nobody's clinching him. And he's strong. Don't get it twisted. I definitely think he's strong. But these dudes are not clinching him. They're letting him let his hands go and clip you on the inside. Tszyu got some slick little dirty tactics he do. He'll hit you in the back of your head. But EA Sports is in the game. You got to fight back. You got to push him up off. One thing about it, bro, I'm finna tell you who got it's two fighters that got the style that I'm telling you, bro. For one, Bud Crawford. Because I'm telling you right now, Tszyu is tailor-made for Terrence Crawford. And the reason why I say that, Terrence Crawford, there's nothing he loves more than a fighter that's overly aggressive and don't throw many punches. Tszyu don't throw combinations. He throw one shot at a time. He may throw it two. But he throw one big shot. He's always looking for a big shot. Crawford gonna counter you, bro. He'll sniper, bro. He gonna snipe you. I'm telling you right now, bro. He gonna counter you, and Crawford punching, bro. So I think Crawford would stop you brutally. And because I noticed something, you leave your hands down a lot. You leave yourself exposed for a flush shot. You don't block shots with your high guard. You said that your defense is better than what people think. I don't think that. I think you can be hit. I think you can be clipped. Goucher proved that. He just didn't follow up, and he was a B-level fighter. I just think your power, bro. You do got power. A motherfucker better be very defensively responsible. You can clip anybody. Make no mistake about it. I'm not here to discredit you. That fucking power is real. Very real. Very real. It's not for play. But one thing about it, Mendoza just keeps his hands down, and that slick shit he be trying, it works sometimes, bro, but I definitely don't think Brian Mendoza won the fight because you didn't put enough punishment on him, and you lost a lot of them rounds that he dominated, and he hit you with a lot of big shots. But Tszyu, in my opinion, at this point, I think he's falling in love with his power. I think he's always just looking for a big shot. And those kind of fighters, I'm telling you, a counterpunch waiting to happen. You are a counterpunch waiting to happen. And I said Crawford will stop you. I'm gonna tell you another fighter that got a bad style for you, but it'd be competitive. That's Errol Spence. Because one thing I know, a good jab and a fighter with a good inside game, that's strong, you're gonna have a hard time with that, bro. And Errol Spence got top 3 jab in boxing. You're gonna have a hard time. And like I said, he can be beat on the inside. And I think Tszyu's most powerful shots is not on the inside. It's on the outside and mid range, because he load up on his shots. So yeah, I think Spence versus Tszyu would be a hell of a fight, though. I ain't gonna lie to kick it. It would be competitive, though. It would be very competitive. But I just think Spence would dog you on the inside. I think he would dog you, and I think one of your eyes would be fucked up after that fight. You know, I don't let that loss to Terrence Crawford deter what I think about Errol Spence. I don't do that. I understand he lost, but he's still a great fighter. But you better stay the hell away from Bud, dog. Bud really a nightmare for you. I got Spence beating you, but Terrence Crawford, your style is completely made for him, because he loved to counter, bro. That's what Terrence Crawford love to do. And when you counter, when you load up on your shots, you be fully extended and you wide open for a left hook or uppercut. And Crawford is known to throw the left hook and uppercut at the same. He's known for countering with combinations. So I definitely think that's a bad style for you. But I'm telling you right now, you are an exciting fighter. You the real deal. I believe that. I believe you're not just living off your father's name. But I do think they babying you in Australia. I think you need to travel a little more. I think you're getting too comfortable at home. You so used to all them cheers when you land a punch. It's going to be different in Vegas. Unless you're fighting a black fighter. Because Mexicans and white folk, everybody will cheer for the white fighter beating up the black fighter. So you will. You know, just like they booed Wilder in Vegas and cheered for Fatback Fury. Remember that shit? There's a lot of shit. Yeah, they cheered for Lomachenko and booed Devin Haney. These are dudes from a whole nother country. So we know the play. So yeah, if you fight a Lubin in Vegas, yeah, they'll ooh and ah. But I'm just telling you, bro, you can be outboxed, definitely, because you don't fight to win on scorecards. You fight to knock a motherfucker out. That's in every fight. When you look at the punches landed, bro, it was very close. This was a close fight. It's just that your power, it looked at to the average eye that people just look for power and aggression. Yeah, you was more aggressive and you landed the bigger shots. Definitely. I think you deserve to win? Absolutely. But Brian Mendoza won several rounds. And he just showed some shit. And Brian Mendoza ain't near as slick as it's some slicker fighters, bro. And slick fighters bother you. Tony Harrison was not slick when you fought him. He looked stale as shit. Tony Harrison looked like a knockout waiting to happen. He had his head straight in the air. I don't know what's wrong with Tony. I lost a lot of respect for him in that performance. But I think you're gonna be in some great fights in boxing. I think you love the sport of boxing. I think you're dedicated. I think you're a hell of a fighter. You're gonna beat some motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell you some other shit. Because the more I look at Brian Mendoza, listen, sometimes you can just land a good punch at the right time. I don't think Brian Mendoza is better than Fundora, but I think he landed a hell of a shot. I don't think he's better, bro. I think Fundora is better. I'd like to, but I just don't know where his confidence is at after getting knocked out like that. I think Fundora versus Tszyu is a better fight. I think it's a more competitive, because on the inside, I'm telling you, Fundora could give Tszyu a lot of problems, bro. A lot of them uppercuts gonna land, bro. Fundora is a tough fight for Tszyu. Like I said, he just got to bounce back. And I'm telling you another thing, bro. The wild card in all this, Charles Conwell, man. Nobody talks about him. You know, they act like he in at 154. But I'm telling you right now, bro, he a nightmare for a lot of fighters. He just need that step up fight. He just need that opportunity. But goddamn Terrence Crawford, I'm telling you, boy, I see it. I just visioned that shit. Just an uppercut, left hook, dropped you. I'm telling you, bro, Terrence Crawford, you better leave him alone. And I'm telling you, but the Errol Spence fight, that shit'll be a war. It should be a war, but I just got Spence pulling it off. But you would definitely be a competitive fight against Spence. Competitive. I'm not even, like I said, I'm not even going to talk about Jamel because I'm not interested in his fights. Or I'm not interested in nothing that he does. But I am looking forward to Jamal fighting Jose Benavidez on the undercard of Andrade and Benavidez. So, yeah, you a hell of a fighter. You a hell of a fighter. You are your father's child. That motherfucker got power, boy. That's one thing about it. Your power gonna get you out of a lot of shit. It's just that when you depend on it so much, bro, that's your weakness. It becomes your weakness. It's your strength, but it's also your weakness. You look for that knockout, bro. You look to hurt every opponent, but what if you can't hit them? What if you can't hurt them? What if you can't land them shots that you want? You gotta learn to box more, bro. You gotta learn to get points. You don't even just throw just a regular straight right, jab straight right. You never do it. You load up, you throw overhands, wild hooks, wide uppercuts. Man, some of them uppercuts you miss with, if he had just countered you, he wasn't throwing no counter punches. That's what I'm telling you. You are not prepared for a precise counter puncher that can really crack. So that's some shit you're gonna have to work on, bro. You're in love with your power, but you definitely got it. And could you hurt Bud or hell yeah you can. If you land some of that shit, you can hurt anybody. That motherfucker got real power. And you may be the hardest puncher at 154. Yeah, matter of fact, I'll say that you're the most devastating puncher at 154. Yeah, I think you hit hard as shit. But yeah, I'd like to see Fundora come back and get his rematch with Mendoza, and I'd like to see the Tszyu fight, Tszyu Fundora. I just think that's a hell of a stylistic matchup because it's gonna be on the inside, and I'm telling you, that's gonna be a tough fight. It's gonna be a tough fight, but I think Tszyu will beat him. I just think it'll be a hell of a fight. But yeah, you're a good fighter, bro. Shout out to you for winning. Shout out to you. I guess we'll see you in Vegas the next fight. But yeah, this is 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles Jack. With that, I'm out.